We responded to the call, got to the scene, and we later learned that we had 4 individuals that were shot, 2 of them deceased, including the shooter.
The FBI has launched an investigation into the Dallas shooting at a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement facility. The FBI is treating the incident as a case of deliberate targeted violence. The attack left 1 detainee killed and 2 others in critical condition. The shooter then turned the rifle on himself. Officials have identified the suspect as 29-year-old Joshua Jahn. He left behind ammunition scrawled with the words, "Anti-ICE." Joshua Jahn, a North Texas native, may have been living in Durant, Oklahoma. He was the son of parents with opposing political views, but staid apolitical relatives also said he never expressed opposition to ICE or strong political opinions. Bullet casings marked anti-ICE were found near his body, signaling motive. Jahn grew up in Allen, Texas, and pleaded guilty to selling marijuana in 2016. He studied mechanical engineering, later switching to computer science courses. A blue Toyota Corolla linked to him had a map citing radioactive fallout since 1951. His brother said Joshua never expressed strong opinions against ICE or politics. FBI Director Kash Patel called the attack politically motivated and despicable. Patel said shell casings marked anti-ICE prove ideology fueled the attack, vowing justice for those who target officers with violence. He warned and vowed that the FBI will hunt down all who endanger law enforcement. FBI searched John's parents' Fairview home, as Dallas police said he may have also lived in Durant, Oklahoma, while probing his movement's court records show John's 2015 marijuana arrest. He had a criminal record, probation, and a drifting life with no clear direction. But John's family told Reuters they never saw political hatred in him. Later, Trump blasted the Dallas ICE attack as a radical left assault, warning America's protectors are now targets in a growing war on law enforcement. Vowing action, Trump said he'll sign an executive order to crush domestic terror networks, fueling anti-ICE hate and unleashing chaos. Calling Democrats out, Trump demanded an end to anti-ICE poison, pledging ironclad backing for brave officers, strong borders, and America's safety.
And while we're all mourning and rooting for and praying for everybody who was injured at that ICE facility, and as far as we know, it looks like some of the detainees, in other words, some of the potential illegal aliens, were some of those who were affected. Look, just because we don't support illegal aliens, we don't want them to be executed by violent assassins engaged in political violence either. So we're praying both for our ICE agents, but also for everybody who's affected by this terrible attack. There's no police officers writ large face too many threats of violence all across the United States of America. And we know where it started. We all remember the summer of 2020 when all of these violent protesters were encouraged to treat police as the enemy instead of as the solution. Well, I would like everybody, whether a Democrat, a Republican, or an independent, especially those in political leadership, can we all just agree that our police officers are heroes, that they are public servants, and that the first and most important step of keeping all of us safe is to keep our police officers safe, because they are the thin blue line between civilization and chaos.
J.D. Vance also slammed anti-ICE rhetoric after the attack, warning those fueling violence against officers can go straight to hell. Calling the shooting a political outrage, Vance said violent rhetoric has no place in America's discourse or its political conversation. Vance declared law enforcement must never be demonized, stressing that disagreement on immigration cannot justify deadly hate against officers. ICE has long been at the center of Trump's deportation drive. To supporters, it is the shield of national security. To critics, it is the face of cruelty and overreach. This toxic polarization has fueled rage, resentment, and violent outbursts across the country. That divide is now bleeding into violent acts. This is not an isolated incident, but part of a troubling pattern of anti-ICE violence. Just 2 months ago, armed men stormed an ICE facility in Prairieland, injuring an officer. Now Dallas has become the latest flashpoint. America now faces a grave question. Is political violence the new normal? When law enforcement becomes the battleground, democracy itself stands wounded. The Dallas attack is a warning, and America cannot ignore it.
I can confirm at this time that the FBI is investigating this incident as an act of targeted violence. Early evidence that we've seen from rounds that were found near the suspected shooter contain messages that are anti-ICE in nature.
This is the third shooting in Texas directed at ICE or CBP. This must stop. To every politician who is using rhetoric, demonizing ICE and demonizing CBP, stop. To every politician demanding that ICE agents be doxxed and calling for people to go after their families, stop. This has very real consequences.